What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk about a topic I've never talked before on this channel. Drones that kill. Okay, let's talk about it in the video coming up. So on this channel I talk about drones and photography, and usually it's tips, news, and things to help you guys out. However, in this topic is more of a news related topic, because we're going to talk about what's happened in recent days. So last week in Caracas, Venezuela, Venezuelan President Maduro gave a speech, and while he was giving this speech outside, two Matrice 600s went towards him in an attempted assassination. As many of you know, DJI's Matrice 600 can carry up to 25 pounds or maybe even a little more of weight, and they used this drone, the Matrice 600, for this assassination attempt. And so it was a group of soldiers who weren't happy with the president, so they formed their own dissident group called Soldiers in T-shirts. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. However, a few people were injured. But during this assassination attempt, one of the drones was shot down and the other drone crashed. Now, the reason why paramilitaries and terrorist organizations like ISIS are using drones for certain attacks and certain tactics is because they're relatively inexpensive and they can use them and go to places very quickly without risking their own lives. While the Matrice 600 costs about $5,000, and then you need a stabilizer if you're going to use that for a camera, which can cost even more. All right, it's around $5,000. There's many other drones that can go as far or even farther. So one of the most popular terrorist organizations, ISIS, uses DJI Phantom 4s. And what they've done with the Phantom 4, it's a drone that can travel up to 4 miles. All right, it costs about $1,000, so it's very inexpensive. And it can carry about 2 pounds. So what they do is they actually don't use this drone often to drop a bomb to hurt someone or kill someone. What ISIS has used the DJI Phantom 4 in recent years is they've attached a little bomb to the bottom of the Phantom 4, and what they've done is they've flown it over an oil rig, and then they've dropped that bomb, and then when it hits the oil rig, it explodes and fire goes everywhere. As the fire goes up, smoke disseminates throughout that area, and because it's the Middle East, it's completely flat. Okay, there's nowhere to hide. So if ISIS is to go from one city to another, they're obviously vulnerable to US and other airstrikes. So in doing this, they create this layer of smoke between themselves on the ground and the airplanes in the air, the fighter jets in the air. So what they do is they can then escape, and the US and other military groups that are fighting them can't see them, and they can escape unscathed. Obviously, terrorist groups and anti-government and military groups aren't the only ones using drones. All right, the United States and almost every country now, their military drones are a major part of the defense budget. So in the United States, it's increased dramatically every year. For the United States Department of Defense, it requested a $9.6 billion for unmanned technology and related systems for its fiscal year 2019 budget. That's a 28% increase from the previous year, according to a June report from the Association for Unmanned Vehicle Systems International. Now, of this allotted budget, more than 10% went to underwater drones and like maritime drones technology. So last week, the Department of Defense was awarded an $800 million contract to research and develop underwater drones. Now, work on this project is expected to be completed by the year 2023. So next week, I'm going to talk about all the different drone uses. Obviously, today we talked about military drones, underwater drones, how drones are used for more violent and war type purposes. Okay, but we're going to talk to more consumer and practical purposes next week, as I talk about the history of DJI and the entire drone industry. So if you haven't done so, press that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this about drones, about drone news, tips and tutorials. Also, if you're interested in photography, I make videos about that as well. I'd like to hear more about your thoughts and your comments below about what you'd like to see in more future videos that I make about drones. And that's it for now, guys. Remember, siempre pa'lante, nunca para atrás.